Take 8. Yeah, 8. Hello, welcome back to TSC Talks, the podcast where we talk about tuberous sclerosis complex and other related issues, such as intellectual and developmental disabilities and autism. My name's Jill Woodworth, and I'm your host. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today's conversation is with Chief Joseph Snyder and Officer Philip Kraus of the New Paltz, New York Police Department. I was recently given an article about their Autism Occupant initiative, which are stickers that can be placed on a vehicle that transports someone with an autism spectrum disorder or on the door of the home to advise emergency responders. So I guess these stickers went pretty quickly, and after having this conversation, we're hoping that this kind of concept will be shared with other community police departments and communities, and throughout, our own TSC community. I'm not quite sure where we're going to go with that, but it's great to talk in person and not just read posts of, from our lived experience and really having some difficult issues with police. I think a lot of people that have dealt with the special needs community know that there are situations that can be misinterpreted, and these guys seem to have a really good understanding of that, and they are open. They're shared that they didn't get all positive feedback on this initiative, and we talk a little bit about that related to stigma and wording. So it's a conversation starter here. I love what they're doing. I love their enthusiasm, and I hope that people listening, take this to their local police departments. And again, it's a great step in to open the conversation in your own community, get to know the law enforcement and emergency responders, and be prepared and just kind of work collaboratively to make our community stronger, safer, and more progressive minded as we move forward in this lifetime. So without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and say thanks again for tuning in. Check out the show notes on tsctalks.com, as well as our Facebook page, TSC Talks, and take it away, Chief Snyder and Officer Kraus.
Hello, Jill.
Yes, hi.
Hi, this is Chief Joe Snyder, and I'm here with Officer Phil Kraus.
Good morning, how are you?
Welcome. Thank you so much for doing this. Why don't we get started, and give me, if you want to each give me a little bit of your history, like your decision to become a police officer, so I can get to know you guys a little bit.
Yeah, Officer Kraus will start, and then I'll pick up after that.
All right.
Nice. My name is Phil Kraus. Actually, I was born and raised here in New Paltz. My family's been here quite some time. After school, I worked in my family's business for a while. So that really was what I wanted to do. I ended up being an environmental police officer for the New York City Department of Environmental Protection. Enjoyed the police end of it, but not so much the environmental end of it. There was an opening here at New Paltz, so I tested and I transferred over to here. And that was like 14 years ago now.
Wow. So you've been on the force for 14 years there.
Yes.
Awesome. And
for myself,
yep.
I guess I moved up to New Paltz when I was 14. I came from the Jersey Shore area.
Okay.
Started my career working part-time in 1987 in the village of Walden. And shortly thereafter, the beginning of 1988, I came here as a part-time officer, became full-time, worked through the ranks, and eventually made chief here in 2008. So I have going on 32 years here, 33 total. And like Officer Kraus, I started working with my dad in a family business.
Really?
I decided it wasn't for me either. And I enjoyed, some of my friends and other family members were in police work and corrections. And I thought it might be a good avenue. I like working with people and helping. The usual cliche, I guess you would say.
No, that's awesome.
But the truth of the matter is it really was a big part, I think, of what most of our officers here look to do, is to work and make a positive difference in the community. That's why I think we have such a good working relationship in our community, because of the type of people we have working here.
That's awesome. I mean, it touches my heart to hear that. I mean, I think that that's probably true in a lot of cases, but to just get to hear that from you. That's great. Tell me a little bit about New Paltz. What's the setting? I know it's suburban. So
New Paltz, it's a small college town.
Uh-huh.
We have SUNY New Paltz here.
Okay, right. SUNY New Paltz.
We're in the foothills of the Shawangunk Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So we have we have lots of tourism, people coming in to go up to the mountains, people hiking, biking, mountain climbing. The Shawangunk Ridge is world-renowned area for mountain climbing. And then, as I said, we have SUNY New Paltz.
Okay.
Which actually, when SUNY's in it, pretty much doubles our population, just about. We're about a 30 square mile town.
Okay.
We're about, I think, a little bigger than that. I think we're about 42.
42.
Yeah, I think we're about 42 square miles. We encompass a village also, which the town and village police force merged in the late 70s.
Okay.
So we are one police force now that covers the town and village. SUNY Police has their own police department, but we work very well with them. We also work in conjunction with the Ulster County Sheriff's Department and the New York State Police that, also patrol through the area, but their jurisdiction's a lot bigger. So because we're a full-time agency, we pretty much handle most calls in New Paltz. However, with the 911 system, other agencies may also respond as well.
Okay, that gives me a better picture. That's a lot of different kind of populations that you are, or a wide variety of people within your domain with the college there, and then like tourists coming through. So it sounds like there could be some challenges and an interesting setting. Also being close to New York City.
Yes, correct. We're an hour north of the city. The New York State Thruway runs through our town, so it's easy access from that area. We have, a bus terminal here, Trailways Bus Terminal, which has direct, points to the city as well as other locations. We're also located right in between the city of Kingston, city of Poughkeepsie, and city of Newburgh, which adds some different challenges for us as well.
Wow, yeah. I didn't realize, that helps me get a little better mental picture. And before we talk about the autism aspect, can you share some of your story, kind of giving success or a close call or something that stands out just in your years of policing? I guess what I'm trying to do is paint a picture of what kind of like you're making a lot of decisions in a very quick way, and which is absolutely necessary. And it's, you have such an important role in the community.
Yeah, well, I guess, we can touch, and Officer Krause will touch on a couple cases that we may have had. I like to discuss, obviously, the success in relationships in the community that we have. For example, we have a few individuals with developmental disabilities in our community. And we have one individual that we really enjoy spending time with, who attends the local youth program, even though he's a little bit older. I believe he turned just 21. But he always believes that his birthday is always 13, and he's such a nice young man. And so we give him, we attend his birthday parties at the youth center. We give him some, little police knickknacks and, like an off-duty type of a hat, just something with New Paltz Police on it. He loves to wear around.
Beautiful.
He brings us cookies, which, police like to eat cookies and pastries. So we have, something like that. And, we have a few different stories like that, but that's the main one that comes to mind on such a positive thing. We have had issues where we were at a car accident one time, and an individual that lived in the residence, the son has autism, and the parent asked us, called the police to say we have to shut our emergency lights off because their son was, acting out because of the lights. And unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. But our dispatch was able to say, can you please put them to the back? They're on a bad curve of the main roadway there, and it'd be very dangerous if they shut the lights off. So that's what they ended up doing, which helped. And that was several years back, but it gave us more feedback for us to work off of, to consider. And Officer Krause has other story to share.
Okay, excellent.
Along the lines of being like a close call, like you were saying, and this one actually is directly related to autism. And as we were speaking, we have the college here. So we have people on the spectrum that are highly functioning that can drive and attend the college. So there was a radio call one day. A state police unit was trying to pull a car over the next town over, which is town of Lloyd. They were coming across from Poughkeepsie across the Mid-Hudson Bridge. I don't know why they were trying to stop them, but the car wasn't stopping. It just wasn't pulling over, just was completely ignoring the lights and sirens behind him. At this point, he wasn't breaking any of the, like I said, I don't know what their initial reason for the stop was. The car wasn't breaking any of the rules. They were going the speed limit. They were stopping at the traffic lights. You know, so this actually gets everybody up on edge because why isn't he stopping?
Right.
So they end up in New Paltz. Myself and a couple other New Paltz cars were going to assist as they were coming into New Paltz. He went by me. And now the car that was trying to make the stop was unmarked. So I got in front of him, of the unmarked police car, thinking, well, maybe the guy doesn't realize that the cop car behind him.
Right.
Nope, still not stopping. And again, like I said, we're not breaking any of the rules. We're just not stopping.
Yep.
We end up getting caught up in some traffic at a light, and another one of our cars was coming from the opposite direction, and the two of us were behind him, so we were able to kind of corral the car, stop at the light. So obviously we're all pretty stressed at this point because we don't know what's going on. So we all hop out. We started giving orders, and I could see that the driver's just like staring ahead, not really responding. And I finally was able to get his attention. He looked at me, and you could just see that. You could see the look. He didn't appear to be drunk. He didn't appear to be on any drugs or anything. You could just see he wasn't grasping what was going on. And I don't really know what it was. Just the look he gave me, I said, I believe I actually just flat out asked him, I said, are you autistic? And he said, yes. So then I was able to, let everybody else know, hey, slow down. Let's take a breath and slow down a little. We slowed it down. We started talking to him. And really, in the end, he was just trying to get to class. He didn't, I drive to class, I drive this way, I got to get to class by 8 o'clock.
Yep. He wasn't, I can see that, yeah.
He had his routine that he needed to keep.
Yep.
But that could have gone completely different. He could have been yanked out of the car, thrown on the ground, put in the cuffs. But we were able to, once we got the pieces together, we were able to get everybody, like I said, everybody was able to take a breath and go, oh, okay, this isn't somebody looking to attack us. This is somebody who just doesn't know how to properly respond to us. So we were able to get a hold of his parents. The state police were able then to go ahead and take care of, like I said, whatever traffic issue they had. I don't know what it was. So his parents came, they took care of him, and it ended up going, he ended up getting some tickets, but, it could have gone very differently if we hadn't recognized that he was autistic.
And that's just beautiful. I think that is for a lot of parents that have kids that with issues, there really is a lot of fear of the police because of something like that happening. We know that occasionally the attention focus is so, they're not going to see or hear anything a typical neurotypical would necessarily take in, and just being sensitive to that is huge. So kudos on that.
I think that that may have been one of Officer Krause's driving force to the creation of these stickers.
Really? Makes sense.
That case has always been one of those ones that's kind of stuck in my head as it would be nice to have a way to know what's going on in that car, Yep.
Right. I was reading through some of the articles, and it sounds like you had some kind of an autism initiative already in place, but the stickers was like a bigger piece of it, or in my understanding?
Yeah, a number of years ago, probably 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably 5 years ago or so, the chief got these magnets. Actually, they were initially magnets for the back of the cars. It looked like a police patch. It said New Paltz Police, and it said autism awareness, just to draw attention. It had all the puzzle pieces on there. Just to draw attention to, hey, remember there's people out there that are on the autism spectrum, and keep them in your thoughts when you're dealing with people. But it's on the back of our car. But I've always liked it because